Now, 60 Minutes, you know that show on CBS, they finally addressed the friendly editing made to their interview with Kamala Harris. Apparently, CBS decided to replace a Kamala word salad with a more succinct answer in order to, quote, allow time for other subjects. For his part, Donald Trump pointed out that the show's statement is not exactly a denial that they cleaned up the vice president's remarks. Now, keep in mind, 60 Minutes and that appearance was part of that media blitz by Harris to get her message out. Didn't go well with Bret Baier, did it? And now her running mate, Tim Walz, is on his own tour, which included a chat with the hard-hitting hosts of that hit show, The View. Take a look.
So you're out hunting pheasants.
Yep.
Is that enough to convince people there's a middle ground on this issue? Because right now, right-wingers are coming after you for how you handled your shotgun.
Well, I can shoot better than all of them. I guarantee. I got the trophies to prove it. Yeah. Look, that's what they do.
We wanted to help you out.
No.
We know it. Your flannel had been through some stuff. So we've got The View and a dad in plaid.
That's the single greatest thing I've ever got.
So that's for you to freshen up that wardrobe a little.
And if you win, will you wear it back and come back and visit us? When you win, will you wear it back and come back and visit us?
But that's what I was going to say. You know I'm wearing this. It was so sweet.
Is he actually going to wear that? And here with reaction, Fox News contributors Joe Concha, Charlie Hurt with us. Joe, I just got to hand it to you. You're the media analyst. Yeah, not exactly the best moment. I don't think these fluffy interviews are helping either one of them. What are your thoughts?
Tim Walz is like the least cultured person at a bus station. I don't know how you go on a show like that and say, oh boy, this is going to move the needle. I'm a dad. In a billion years, I'm not wearing a Dads for Plaids shirt handed to me by a TV show like The View. So look, Walz, the bottom line is that Kamala Harris had a 1-inch putt. She could have taken Josh Shapiro, popular governor, Pennsylvania, a state that she needs. Instead, she takes the goofy 80s sitcom dad who is Tim Walz. And when we look back on this campaign, if Trump wins, that's going to be the big deal. I'll hand it over to Charlie.
Well, I got to say, I like the 80s sitcom dad because I don't even think he's that sophisticated. Charlie, get your take.
Yeah, if the guy is struggling with men voters, I don't know why giving him a pair of plaid pajamas is going to help him much with that particular voting group. The problem is, and then, of course, he's walking around. They show footage of him walking around a pheasant field with a shotgun, and then they claim that Donald Trump staged his visit to McDonald's, all of which is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. These people are total, complete fakers, and the only reason that they are where they are right now is because they have a dutiful, pliant media that is desperate to prop them up. And I think that 60 Minutes admission, and by the way, the Trump campaign is exactly right about this. This was not a denial that 60 Minutes issued. This is a complete admission that they altered her response in order to make her look less idiotic.
Well, they couldn't lie about it, Charlie. We've got the tape. They couldn't lie about it.
Exactly.
And I guess they could, but wouldn't
exactly.
work.
And so they come out and admit it, but then refuse to acknowledge that they're still propping her up, and they're desperate to prop her up, and that without them, this campaign would be long over.
I tend to agree. I will tell you, I just don't think what they're doing is working. I did offer Joe Concha, I think I should say this publicly, a full hour to Kamala Harris on this program. As of coming on the air today, we've not heard back. Do you think I will get a call back?
I think that'll happen when, the Jets win the Super Bowl again. I don't see it happening now at this point, Sean. But the question is, what is 60 Minutes hiding? Yeah, seriously. I know. It gets Aaron Rodgers, all these great players, and they still can't win. But here's the thing, though. What are they hiding exactly? You would give Kamala Harris 60 Minutes, and you would put on that interview the way Bret Baier did unedited, not manipulated. Because if they're not hiding anything, they would release the entire transcript, full video and audio of that interview. Instead, we only saw 21 minutes of an edited video on 60 Minutes that night. But the entire interview, I don't know if you know this, went on for 45 minutes, meaning more than half of it is being kept from the public like it's the Holy Grail. And I'm willing to bet, Sean, that this controversy goes far beyond 60 Minutes manipulating one of Kamala Harris's answers to make her look better. I'm willing to bet they left several parts of that interview on the edit room floor that did not put her in a good light at all.
I was asked to be on 60 Minutes, and I said live to tape, Charlie, or no thanks. Because they edit, they slice, they dice, they build a narrative around it, and you could turn anything into a pretzel. Look at that. It was a horrible answer. They turned it into a succinct answer. So I think the editing is going to hurt them in the end.
Environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, in today's media environment, I wouldn't dream of going on any of these shows that wasn't live, quite frankly. I wouldn't even do live to tape. I would do straight up live, no funny business, all out there exactly the way, it's the only way you have any hope of controlling any sort of message with these people. The real problem, what is Kamala Harris hiding? She cannot answer the central question of her campaign, which is, 79% of the Americans think we're going in the wrong direction. What are you going to do differently than your predecessor, than your current administration?
We know the answer.
And she can't answer that question. Yeah.
All right, good to see you both. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.